Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Melanie with Powerful Transformations. I wanted to jump back on and give you a quick update, but first, let me just thank all of you for your patience and your comments and your sweet messages of support and encouragement as I continue to navigate the direction of this channel and the work that I'm going to be doing moving forward, especially in 2021. I love the fact that on this YouTube channel, I can speak directly to my audience, to my followers, to my subscribers, to my viewers, whatever you want to term them, to this community. And so let me just speak directly to what I have been doing and what you can expect from me on this channel, at least in the near future. As you know, things shift and we change as we evolve, and we have been tasked this year with COVID-19, the pandemic, to pivot in many different ways. And that is sort of what I've been doing behind the scenes. One of the main aspects of my focus has been creating space for new beginnings. And so that has required me to sit in stillness, to be quiet, to listen, to review all aspects of my own life and the work that I do in the world, to identify what is fully aligned with who I am today, what I am being called to serve in what capacity, and how I can most make an impact, as well as continue to integrate a holistic wellness plan for myself, as well as share that plan and how I've navigated some of the mental health challenges such as anxiety and depression in my own life. I have shared very openly on this channel in the past. For those of you who are new, I've inactivated many of my videos from the past because I am continually growing and evolving and developing like all of you are. And so I have taken the opportunity to make decisions on my own behalf of what I would like to continue to put out and keep out, and what I'd like to renew and rebirth through the new information that I've gained on my own personal growth journey. The last 3 years has been a combination of what I'm now terming a midlife crisis, spiritual awakening, and health crisis. And it has been a very, very tough journey, as well as a very enlightening one. And I've gained so much in the process in respect to understanding who I am, about my true self, authenticity, peeling back the layers of a lifetime of conditioning and programming, and reviewing what direction my life is going to take. One of the key components that I've been integrating in my own life, and I would love to encourage you to do in yours, is a concept of radical acceptance, which means that not everything always turns out exactly the way that we envisioned them to be or how we wanted to manifest them. Sometimes something greater is in plan for us or in store for us that we couldn't even conceptualize with the level of knowledge and awareness that we have at any given time. So let me just give you an example of what I'm referring to. What I might have thought was right for me 3 years ago, or best for me, or that I wished for or hoped for, has since changed based on the understanding I now have about my life, about my childhood, about my adult relationships that were not healthy, about what I've experienced in the professional sector and the personal growth sector with all of the thousands of people that I've served, better understanding of what is healthy and authentic versus based in trauma or PTSD. And so when we start to understand that we may have entered into one line of thinking of what we thought was healthy or right for us, and what we dreamt of or dreamed of or wished for may not have been exactly what was for our highest and greatest good, as well as we cannot conceptualize the bigger purpose and the bigger plan that God, our higher power, spirit has for us, because we are limited by our belief systems, our mindsets, our challenges, our own limitations. And once those are stripped away, when you're doing what I call the work, which is also what Byron Katie calls it, if you follow her, once we strip back and peel back the layers of the ego and the experiences that formulated our belief systems about ourselves, and that can include a lot of different experiences that may be grounded in codependency or discrimination or abuse or whatever experiences you've had, culture, religion, um, based on where you might have grown up or lived geographically, whether you were in the military, what kind of education you got, the experiences you had with teachers and peers and parents and family, and all sorts of sort of what I would sort of say the melting pot of who we are and what has created our personas. But once you start to strip a lot of that away and you get down to the true essence of your being, of who you are as an authentic person, as an authentic being, you start to realize that you might have actually been dreaming too small, that your vision might have been distorted about what was possible for you or accessible or available because you've been limited in your belief about your worth, your value, your capacity, your capabilities. You may not have thought certain things were possible and that you couldn't do certain things, or that there was a cap on what you were allowed to receive in your life. And once you go through the process of creating space and peeling back the layers and doing the healing and rebuilding your foundation and understanding of your value and your worth and your perception of self, and it comes from your wholeness, your soul, your well being, your completeness, you start to realize that there is so much more in store for you, that your purpose is so much greater than you ever expected. And it doesn't mean purpose in respect to you have to go out and accomplish a whole bunch of achievements or certificates or awards. It's really about coming home to yourself and looking at the values that truly fill you up, like peace and joy and freedom and love and compassion and empathy. And when you are able to fill that space that was full of all the other hard emotions and feelings and toxicity and ego and the expectations of others and the projections of society and all of the chaos that's out there that's feeding our minds and our bodies and everything else, when you strip that away, when you really get healthy and clear, you start to realize that you have all this space that was filled with all that junk and muck and stinking thinking, and you open that up and you create space for something so much more fulfilling and healthier and exciting and energizing. And so I've been doing that. And part of what's allowed me to do that is a concept called radical acceptance. And radical acceptance is simply uh, accepting what you can no longer control or you cannot change and living in the present, not worrying about the future, controlling your thoughts and living in the now. And Eckhart Tolle really speaks to the power of now and living in the present. And radical acceptance is that. It doesn't mean that you don't do the healing from the past, that you don't address unaddressed issues or trauma or programming or limitations. It means you continue your personal growth and your development, your commitment to yourself to continue to elevate and to transform and to evolve in your personal and professional life. But what it means is you stop trying to control things you can no longer control or never really had control over to begin with. You release your ego, you surrender to trusting that you're taken care of in the process, and you live for today. You re-engage with life. You invite opportunities and experiences and people in that are at your level of understanding now versus where you were before, because you're no longer in these cycles of inviting energies or people or experiences that don't support your true path and your capacity to really be so much greater than you ever thought you could ever be. And so I would encourage you today to consider, if you're embracing radical acceptance, where you need to create space and release and let go of the things that you are currently filled up with or may have been distracted by, and they most definitely are grounded most likely in the past, and worry about the future versus focusing on today, focusing on the now. And, I have been sitting with, do I go back on my YouTube channel? Do I close it down? Do I continue to put videos out? Do I go back into speaking? Do I go into another area? And I'm allowing whatever is for my highest and greatest good to be presented to me. I am focused on serving wherever I am called to serve at this stage in my journey and in my life. and fully stepping into my power in whatever way my higher power is calling me to serve. And so I make no, promises or commitments on how often I'll be on the channel, whether it'll start to pick up and it'll be very often, or if I'll be spread out on some other projects that I'm currently working on. But I just wanted to come back and put a video out that connected myself with the YouTube channel and the community here, who's been so loving and supportive and kind and compassionate as I move through my own journey. And, I shared very openly on this channel throughout the time that I launched it in November 2017. So 3 years ago this month, I shared very openly everything that I was experiencing through my midlife crisis, my spiritual awakening, my health crisis, and what it's taken me to create a new foundation, to restore stability, to create a wellness plan for myself, mental, physical, spiritual, to come into balance in body, mind, and spirit, to strip away the things that were as a result of addictions, and like to work and to food and to people, codependency, and not seeing things clearly based on so many experiences I'd had with people who'd come into my life where they were there to teach me lessons. And that's part of radical acceptance, is understanding not everybody's here to stay. Not everybody's intended to be here forever. That could be romantic, friendship, family, business. Some are for just a season. Some are for a lifetime. Some are for lessons. Some are for blessings. Everything is a gift, as far as I'm concerned, in regards to the process of living life to its fullest and not having regrets at the end of the day. I was very vulnerable and candid in launching my channel and sharing so openly about my own process and the things that I was learning and experiencing. And I am grateful and incredibly indebted to the people that I was able to serve during that time, and that also contributed to supporting me and encouraging me. And I intend to continue to serve at whatever capacity I'm called to, in whatever areas I'm directed, through my connection with my higher power and my inner voice. And so I just want to invite you to continue to do your own work and to consider the process of radical acceptance and creating space for yourself. If there are still aspects of yourself or your life that you're dissatisfied with, that you're struggling, that you're feeling lost or confused or challenged by, you have the opportunity to work on releasing control, not focusing on the past, healing the things that are continue to derail you, self-sabotage you, reconsider your connections, your relationships, and create a plan for yourself that invites in the new, because you'll create space for it to come in. So I hope that you are all doing well, and I appreciate the opportunity to deliver the message, and I hope to see you again soon. And I'm sending you all so much blessings for Thanksgiving, and gratitude for your continued investment in yourself and others.